Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome to another Ultra Sword podcast. And I tell you what, you're looking at the setup, you're looking at everything going on here, and it looks fantastic. Now, we're going to run to the other camera because I'm going to introduce myself. Actually, no, pause. Jack Katsanis, he's the new co-host on the channel and on the podcast. He's going to introduce our next guest. Kotsi, take it away.
Look, it's an absolute privilege to have this guy on the podcast. I've known him for a very long time. Transfer window, in Ultra's transfer window back in November, still waiting for our transfer fee from IWF. We have the special guest, Liam Kilty. Welcome to the show, mate.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Costa, for having me.
No, Liam, we've wanted you on for a while, and I thought no better one, scraping the bottom of the barrel, getting Kotsi on every week. But then I'm like, you know what? Now we've got Kotsi. I know you guys have a past relationship, not like that. And I thought it'd be great. We've got 3 people on. It's a podcast that I tell you what, it's only got to keep getting better and better and better. The setup looks fantastic. Shout out Hari, he's the GOAT. That's why I look super crisp and I look beautiful. So the beard's looking good. The fade. Shout out Gabs.
Congratulations.
Shout out Gabs getting married tomorrow. So make sure you get your Harry Soutars on. Get it? Harry Soutars. Shout out Ox gave me that one this morning.
He did, didn't he?
It's
Dear me.
Going, but yeah, plenty of football to get through, Liam.
Sure thing, mate. No, it's a busy time of the year as well. January transfers, so plenty to talk about, I guess, and we'll get rolling into it, I guess.
Done his research.
Hey, Kotsi, get out of here.
Third co-host.
Liam is on. So it's a bit of a quick rundown. Transfer window, we'll go through Premier League. We've got to talk about as well. Then we've got a Euro Bash segment. Talk about a bit what's happening about Europe. A little quick little one. Then Aussie Watch. I've got the Sutar shirt behind me. I printed that, which is why it looks a little bit how's it going. But Harry Sutar, we've got to talk a little bit about the Aussies. And every week, Kotsi, when we're on it together, when the guest is on with us as well, talk a little about the Aussies abroad. Not for too long. We've got the special locker room segment. We've got the locker room behind us. And I know you've got some interesting stories about locker rooms when you were at school, Kotsi, but
Certainly not. I don't know where you're getting that. That is...
It's a different locker room because we're going to talk about the new boots every single week. Some new boots that we're going to talk about. I'm going to ask you, what boots you wear, what your favourite boots are. So plenty to go through. We've got these white ones here. Look a little crisp. I'm not good enough to wear all white boots. However, they do look good. And of course, there's just plenty of talking, plenty of banter going on. So thanks for coming. Have a good time. Follow Ultra Football on all their channels. But anyway, let's take it away. Liam, just to start off with, I want to talk a little bit about you.
Oh, okay, mate, yeah.
Where do you play? How long you played for? Position? I know you're a Shepparton boy. Shep. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Mates with Kowal.
No,
We've got to get to that.
shout out to Shepparton. It's a great place. So,
Shout out Shep.
the people back there. I've been playing pretty much whole life since I was like 5. So,
Still that. No, I'm joking.
hey, still going. Yeah, like hamstrings playing up a bit, but get 20, 21 going on 40. So, been playing for a while. Just start off back in Shep obviously, and then came down to Melbourne. So just playing down here now, playing for Pascoval in NPL2. So
what's it like playing with the most annoying guy? I mean, with Terence Carter.
he's good to play with. Good to have around the change room. Good character.
Mm-hmm.
So brings a bit of banter in the group, which is good. So. He's a good player and helps when he scores some goals. So makes my job easier. Less pressure at the back.
Big centre back yourself.
Yeah, centre back, mate. So
Just imagine Liam just commanding the defence.
Leaping up for a header.
Yeah, just a big, tall, reminds me of like a Dejan Lovren.
Jesus, that's a bit harsh, to be honest.
Giving me Lovren vibes. No offence.
No offence. He's a great player. I mean, Lovren's probably a bit bigger than me, mate. I think, but he's obviously a great player. So, thanks, mate.
It's not about the size; it's how you use it.
Exactly. Yeah. Always.
PG guys, PG show.
How did you take it, mate?
Sorry.
How did you take it?
What? Take
you don't
what?
have to have the
What?
biggest arms. It's all about how you use it. You can use other core strengths of your body. Mr. Jack Katsanis. Now, Kotsi, yourself, pre-season's been going. How are you feeling?
13 days out now from South Melbourne. Couple games. I think we've got 2 more games left. Again, firing up. Everyone's excited. So I think everyone around Victoria is excited for local football to be back. I think everyone wants that. FFA Cup starts soon as well for our lower teams and some of the boys here as well. So yeah, it's ramping up and looking forward to it.
It should be good. FFA Cup, fantastic tournament. We're gonna talk about NPL sort of each week. I know Kotzi is the biggest NPL fan I know. Loves it. You know, like if he could pay a subscription to watch it, he'd pay a subscription to watch it.
He pays the wages of like nearly all the teams just from the entry when he pays.
Do you think
to
I'll have
get in
money?
on.
You think I have money? Mate,
Well, with that haircut, I don't know.
this haircut, their clothes, mate.
It's a nice kit today. Run us through your kit.
Bradford City.
Yeah, well, we can see that. Yeah,
Well,
where's it from?
they can't.
Where'd you get it
You
from? Where does it come from?
eBay, $45. Again, probably should save that for petrol. I think my car's about to break down. The water light keeps coming on. So I actually got hit on Monday. So yeah, car's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scotty.
Oh yeah, rip Cotty's car.
He got hit from behind.
Oh.
No, you did. Don't make everything I say weird.
I'm not making it weird. You're making it weird.
Yeah, no, I'm making it weird. So let's jump into a bit of football. It's been I've got a good feeling about today. I can feel it. The transfer window. I'm going to go out and say it's been one of the craziest January transfer windows we've had in a very long time. In the sense of there's always something happening. January transfer windows, it tends to be a little bit hard. You know, the value for money doesn't, for players, doesn't really tend to be spot on. And it often becomes a case of like, okay, we desperately need a midfielder. Let's go get that midfielder. And it's often not the biggest, best players. Just to run you through some of the players. Jan Sommer went to Bayern Munich. What is interesting about this Sommer to Bayern Munich move? It just shows the powerhouse that Bayern Munich have in Germany. Neuer gets injured. They look at their backup goalkeeper. They go, nah, it's all right. Let's go to Borussia Mönchengladbach and get arguably the second best goalkeeper in the Bundesliga and sign him. And just like that, it's done. Shows Bayern Munich's powerhouse. Sommer to Bayern Munich. Thanks for coming. Then you've got the likes of Trossard to Arsenal, Harry Suter to Leicester, Enzo Fernandez, which we will touch on, to Chelsea Football Club. That one felt like it went for a little bit. We can't go through Chelsea's all transfer windows because we'll be here for another 2 weeks. But they've also signed Mudryk, the Ukrainian. Voldy's performing at Summer Jam, so go watch him. Then there's Jorginho to Arsenal, which I really, really like.
Yeah, it seems like a decent sign.
And it might be controversial, but I'm a big fan of the Jorginho to Arsenal. I think it brings a little bit of depth to Arsenal. I know Jorginho might be past his days a little bit, but brings a bit of character. He's won plenty of trophies, and it brings something to an Arsenal team now where a lot of their players haven't been in this situation leading into a title race. Jorginho comes in at a perfect time. I can see him being Arteta's right-hand man. I really like it. Cost them nothing, 12 mil, 15 mil.
Good experienced player. Again, I think I've seen a couple of people say, he's won the Euros, won the Champions League, was third in Ballon d'Or, a little bit different, individual level. But again, he's a winner. So, of course, maybe not the winning the Premier League, but if you add, a person who's a, clinical winner in a team that wants to win, I think it's going to be a tick for that. And even Trossard's good, backup for Saka, Martinelli. So, yeah.
I like it. Now, you don't follow a Premier League club, do you, Liam?
Jesus.
Whoa. Yeah.
They're not that bad, Tottenham. Jesus.
Oh, so I was right.
I do. They're a good
so
team,
rattled.
mate. I'm rattled. They're a good team,
so
mate. We haven't been, obviously, it's been a while, silverware-wise, but,
How many years?
Oh, mate.
2008 League Cup?
Yeah, League Cup.
Yeah. I don't forget the Audi car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Audi
true.
pre-season, yeah. It's pretty frustrating, obviously, because, we've got a brand new shiny stadium. Probably one of the best stadiums in the world, to be honest. Like, it's unbelievable. But, you can have all that. But again, if you're not winning anything, it's like...
You could dare to dream.
Mate.
That was a good...
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
I try.
I guess no Spurs there are hot, are they? Hot Spurs. Tottenham signed Pedro Porro, I think, from Sporting.
Oh, yeah.
Not too sure.
We played against him in Champions League before and he tore us a bit. So, hopefully, he'll be good for us. Young, he's like 22, 23.
Yeah, which is good.
So,
signed some of those players. DYCHE went to Atletico Madrid on loan, which is a bit random. I don't know how many Irish players have played for Atletico Madrid. There's a stat you can find at home. How many Irish footballers have played in the La Liga even? I'm not too sure, but we'll continue through the signings. There's obviously Chelsea signed Badashi, the midfielder. I think he's going to be quite good, the French guy. I read that originally as Ronaldinho, but there's João Cancelo to Bayern Munich. Now this one, we'll talk about this one in a little bit of depth. I heard that supposedly Pep and him had a bit of a fallout. Cancelo sort of tried to take the power move over Pep, and guess what? I don't know Pep. Shock, personally.
Different schools together?
You don't try. We're like this. You don't try and overpower Pep Guardiola. what I love about Pep now, and as a gaffer, he goes, I don't care how good you are. You want to disrespect me and what I'm trying to do here, you can leave. And what's also happened, Cancelo hasn't really been playing that much. They got Lewis, the young kid. He's been tearing it up. Fantastic player. And I also watched another interview, the clip that went, I guess, semi-viral on Twitter again, where Pep Guardiola was talking to Rio Ferdinand. And he was saying that no teams, he asked Rio, he goes, every year you won the championship, was it the same team? Rio's like, nah. He goes, you have to constantly refresh. He goes, you constantly got to get new players in. And he goes, you can't do the same thing with the same players. This isn't to say Cancelo's not good enough for Man City anymore, because 17 minutes into his Bayern Munich debut, got an assist. Fantastic player, one of the best in his position. However, what Pep's done, I kind of like. It came out of nowhere. I mean, to see someone of Joao Cancelo's status, just like that, move to Bayern Munich, awesome.
It's big. Again, like maybe, it's good for Bayern. Again, I don't know who's their normal left back? I don't even know. That's not. Again, Bayern to add that, mate. Again, for them going into Champions League, and they'll probably win the league. Let's be honest, unless I think it's Frankfurt's maybe second. But
Freiburg's flying as well, aren't they? Yeah.
I actually wrote that down in notes preparing for this. 4th v 5th, Dortmund versus Freiburg, but I don't think it made it. Oh, sorry, bit early. I didn't think it made it. But no, again, it happened really quickly. I think there was a post, or I read somewhere, again, it wasn't, nothing's wrong with Pep. They always say that. They try and cover it up and, that there's nothing wrong with the manager. But there's got to be some falling out. That team's unbelievable. He's been one of the best fullbacks in the world for 3 years now. It can't just happen like that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to leave. Something has to happen. And look, wouldn't be surprised if Bayern, buys him in the summer.
Does it, Lehman, I'll give this to you. If Cancelo was available, was it that sort of hidden under the sort of carpet thing of Man City? Obviously, Man City aren't going to learn it because Man United take him, Tottenham take him, Liverpool take him. I think Liverpool 100% take. Robertson has been in poor form all season. Cancelo gets a move to any single club in the Premier League and probably in the world, you'd think. Was it a case of no one knew about this and Man City offered to Bayern Munich sort of thing? Or was it just... Because what is it? Because Bayern Munich might end up getting Man City in the Champions League. So you're not giving to a Premier League rival, but I don't think the Premier League is the top of Man City's priority list. That Champions League. Pep Guardiola's got a photo of the Champions League trophy in his room every single night, saying, I pray to that Champions League trophy that Man City win.
Well, it just seems to evade him, doesn't it? I mean, past how many times now has City, just fallen short? Everyone's talking about them pushing for the Champions League, and they always somehow manage to come unstuck. Obviously, famous Spurs win in the quarterfinals.
Still going on about these Spurs.
Yeah. Well, that's the closest
DVD of the Champions League final.
Yeah, literally.
Good on that one.
So, but no, back on track. Basically, you can pretty much see it, can't you? That Pep's, he conceded in the press, whether that was a bit of sort of reverse psychology kind of thing, where he said, league's gone. Yeah. We're not focusing on that. Whether that's true, and obviously still plenty of games to go. Arsenal are flying, unfortunately, but we will get to that, I'm sure. But yeah, you can see sort of that is the focus. You would think for Man City, that Champions League trophy. So
if Man City don't win Champions League and they don't win the Premier League, could you consider it a failure of a season? Because they've gone and got arguably one of the best strikers in the world. And you look at the team they have, would you look back and go, okay, City were poor this season, and they might have finished second in the Premier League?
I mean, it's always hard to, sort of go back to back. There's always going to be that pressure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they have got Haaland. Obviously, he's phenomenal. He's probably going to be probably the best player in the world for the next 10 years or so, you'd think. But you probably would say it's a failure, to be honest. If I guess they don't win a trophy, or because that's with the squad they have and the budget they have, you have to think 100%. That they would they would need to win something. But at the same time, you can have a season of doing unbelievable, and then obviously nothing happens, and the following season they
might go win the treble next year.
Yeah, exactly. Assess what's gone wrong, and then made up for it. So
definitely.
Pretty much failure. Pretty much failure. No, I agree with Liam, and I think that Champions League is the one that Pep wants in the trophy cabinet. Again, how many league titles has he won? 4?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if City win it this year. Pep goes, Manchester City, thank you for...
Oh, you can see it happening. And I think maybe, there's rumours of him going to the Spain national team. I think that is probably his last.
I can see him doing that. Going to a national team, what more does he have to do at a club level? And he'll make Spain one of the best national teams in the world. And then he goes and wins a World Cup. If he were to go on and win a World Cup as well, you're looking at him as the best manager of all time. How could you not?
Yeah. It's hard because, again, when you think about it, there's a lot of... I know we're not talking about managers, but there's so many managers. So Sir Alex won everything, but then, wasn't going to do it at national level.
So at the end of the day, mate, they don't compare to Ange Postecoglou. So I'm going to ask for your last question. Best signing of the transfer window. There's an Enzo Fernandez kid, young player of the tournament for Argentina. Came with a huge price tag. Is he the best signing of the transfer window?
You go first, mate.
I don't think so, because obviously he's a phenomenal player, but you're seeing it happens all the time. Great, they do well at the World Cup. That's what they're there for. They propel themselves. They do fantastic. They get that big money move, but we've seen before, it doesn't necessarily work out. Like James Rodriguez, for example, in 2014, had a phenomenal World Cup for Colombia, and then gets that move to Madrid. Obviously, it was fantastic for Madrid. Played plenty of games. I don't know how many exactly he played, but it would have been a lot. He was there for a while. But again, Fernandez, he did well. But we haven't fully seen him for a season or 2 seasons, 3 seasons.
And with all due respect as well, he was at...
Yeah, one of the lights just turned off.
Yeah,
that's okay. We roll. We continue.
It was at Benfica. And I know, it is a huge jump from Benfica. Yes, he did in the World Cup, he also had to go in front of it.
Yeah.
Just putting the country on his absolute back. But it is huge. I think if Enzo Fernandez is 105, you go to 150.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other point I was going to make as well. Obviously, a lot of the transfer prices now compared to what they were 10 years ago have been inflated, but at the same time, 105, it's a lot of money. You want to be expecting something I guess that midfielder who's just going to be phenomenal for 5+ years or something like that. So, so obviously a good signing. It's always good when you've got endless money to spend. I guess Chelsea do, as we said before. But for me, I agree with probably 2 signings. I agree with you with Jorginho. A lot of people, you see comments saying thanks Arsenal for taking him. We don't want him at Chelsea. You can't even if he doesn't end up playing a lot, obviously his experience is invaluable. It's having someone who, as you said before, has won all those trophies, just has that sort of, when it comes to pressure, as you said, Arsenal, young side, very, very young side actually, haven't been in that position before, a lot of them. So having someone like him, just in the little things in the change room, at training, those little things goes so far. Definitely. Having someone with that experience, so him, and then as well as I think Cancelo, I think it's a win-win for both camps. I think
100%.
obviously nowadays with the access to social media, the mainstream, having that access to the media with agents and stuff, they do have more leverage, sort of the player agents with the players over the clubs compared to what it used to be. So I think them pushing for that move certainly has worked out, obviously, for them. And then also, as you said, for Pep, you don't want to have, say, a player thinking they're above the club or the manager. So I think, obviously, getting rid of that issue sort of asserts, here's the man, here's the boss.
Definitely.
Follow him. So
I like it. I think that's probably the 2 of the... Jorginho, maybe not, but I do really like the Jorginho one. I do. I'm not going to maybe go and say it's the best. You're looking at Keylor Navas, which we haven't touched on. Goes to Nottingham Forest. Jonjo Shelby, they signed AU as well this morning. Nottingham Forest just pulling things out of...
I think there wasn't as many big transfers. I know Enzo Fernandez, again, that 150 fee. I think deadline day was a little bit hectic. You see so many posts and stuff going on. Again, there wasn't... But again, it was really Chelsea just spending the money.
Well, Sabitzer as well from Bayern Munich moved to... We got him on loan, Man United. I like it. Eriksen is gone. Again, Sabitzer's not playing that much football. He's struggling at Bayern Munich to get a lot of game time, but He's a good player from what the little that I've seen. I'm not going to claim and say that I'm the biggest Sabitzer fan and I watch every single time he plays, but from what I've seen, he's okay. I'm just glad that we actually just did something to replace Ericsson.
It's funny, just with that signing. Remember when, I don't know what month it was. I think it might have been the last window when Liverpool signed Arthur. Is it a little bit like that, do you think? Or do you think it's actually
it's a good
better kind of thing?
It's a good shot. I think Arthur was just, maybe because Arthur had moved around a lot as well. Sabitzer kind of went, I think he was at Leipzig first and then he went to Bayern Munich. I think maybe because Arthur was just, it felt like it was just a toy that was getting thrown around. And if you were that good, then maybe you would. And he was going to big clubs, but he never really found his feet. And it didn't feel like a Liverpool signing. Sabitzer and Ericsson, almost identical players.
It's obviously a strategic signing, signing Sabitzer. You can see like Ericsson's got that long-term ankle injury. It's just like for like.
Yeah, it's just a like for like sort of transfer. Kotzi, before we move on, your favourite signing of the transfer window?
Again, I'm leaning towards that Jorginho. Again, I think what Liam said, just the experience. A winner. It's not really. Honestly, wouldn't go past Suter, to be honest. Again, I know we'll get to Aussie abroad, but it's pretty good for us. I think he had a good World Cup, and I think after the World Cup, I think straight away there was like, who's he going to go to? Again, I think was doing well at Stoke. Again, good signing, another Aussie in the Premier League. Hopefully he gets minutes, and so yeah, probably Suter and Jorginho are my best. Again, I think transfer windows aren't like they used to be. Again, I think you had Torres go to Chelsea, Suarez go to Liverpool. There's one. I think I actually saw a tweet. The best January deadline day signing was Suarez, and I don't even know how much he was. I think it might have been 25 or something. So it's not like that. Yeah. Nowadays, again, 150 mil on the final day for Enzo Fernandez, and again, it's just a name thing now because really, yes, of course, yes, he did well at the World Cup, but he didn't play the first 2 games. Yeah. You could say your name, it's 150 mil, he played a couple games again. He's been at Benfica. Oh, even yourself, sorry, that wasn't to have a go at you. But you know what I mean? It's really.
Definitely.
Thing is, we spoke about, I think, last week or the week before, there's not many amazing players going around. So if Enzo Fernandez has played 4 good games at the World Cup, yeah, of course, he's at Benfica and he's 150 mil. What is Jude Bellingham going to be?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How much is he going to be?
Definitely.
Can I just say quickly, we haven't spoken about Mudryk for Chelsea. I know we've said about obviously they've signed everyone. We can't go through everyone, but he's another one. Obviously he's got that inflated price tag. However, from what obviously did a little bit of due diligence, a little bit of research before. From what he does look that sort of like an explosive player. Picks up the ball, drives at defender. He looks scary to be honest. If he does set the Premier League alight, I can see a similar to a Salah, pick up the ball, that explosive turn of foot in that season. But obviously not saying he's going to, I hope he gets to that level.
He's still young. And that's the thing that worries me sometimes with the price tag. And as a football fan, take my Man United shirt off. I won't do it. But as a football fan, it's the big price tag that comes with these young kids that just worries you a little bit. We saw Jadon Sancho come back for Man United and be part of the squad the other day in the League Cup final. And, he's a young kid that came with a big price tag and he took time off for reasons that are unknown. But I think people put 2 and 2 together. I think it was a bit of that mental health sort of thing and all that sort of, and just personal issues. You're seeing the list, and there's a list going around now of the 10 biggest signings in the Premier League as well. Van Dijk is probably and he's the 8th or the 7th. Is probably the only player there that is really close to going. So at the end of his Premier League career, you can go, okay, yeah, that's justified. You've got Harry Maguire there, you've got Sancho there, and you've now got Enzo Fernandez there. You've got the likes of Grealish. You're looking at some of these signings and go, okay, I don't think they're worth that. And you can ask the question: is anyone worth 105 mil? Maybe not, but we're looking at a new sort of. That's the world we live in now, Liam. So it is interesting. With the Suter one, I think it is a fantastic move for him because he's going from a sort of Harry Suter sort of point of view. He's going to the Premier League club where Leicester City, they're in that transitional sort of period. He's not going to Leicester at a time where they're fighting for that top 4. They're fighting for the top 6. They're quite poor at the moment. They need a defensive stability. He's one of their first centre-backs that they've really gone and got since they've been poor. And obviously the January transfer window mid-season, they've identified their weakness and they've spotted Suter as that player to come in and fix it. So in that sense, he's going to get a lot of game time. He's also not going to be under that same sort of amount of pressure that he might have been if he joined 2 years ago where, top 4 is on the horizons, top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8. Now they're sort of just fighting just to put in good shifts and build a future from ahead. So I like the Suter move, and I think Leicester it's a perfect club for him, I reckon. Joins the list. There's a couple of Aussie girls at the Leicester women's team as well, which is good to see. So plenty of transfer talk. We'll jump into the Premier League. Now, Kotzi, you know I'm a fan. Kotzi, what's Man United in?
Just before we continue, just letting you know, if we start doing this, it is just the Marcus Rashford, but he loves it. And when he's playing for 1-0 outdoor team this year, and he's going like this, and he scores, he comes to the trees down at Collingwood City, and we see a photo, we know where it's from. Rashford, don't put it on your story and think
I can't lie.
you took it off.
I'm going to look straight at the camera for this one. Marcus Rashford, I love you with all my heart. Like, honestly, if I had to choose between, maybe my father or Kotzi, I'd probably choose Rashford. At the same time, milking it a little bit. You are pointing to your head. Like, posting Djokovic doing it, again, I don't think he did it.
Can we put this on the story and see it, tag him, see if he says it?
No, because I love Rashford.
Yeah, I know.
Come on the podcast,
come on.
please. But at the same time, you are milking it a little bit. Like, I like it. Ruben Neves, I was speaking about Ruben Neves probably saying like, damn, if I marketed myself better, I
he
don't have a better
did.
marketing
He
team.
does do that.
Ruben Neves started
like
this a
that.
long time ago. But at the same time, Rashford, you're a sexy man. You feed children. Keep doing this.
Anyway, on the football talk, because that was just getting a bit weird. Newcastle United into their first League Cup final in 73 years.
Huge.
2-1 win against Southampton at home. They won 1-0 in the first leg. I think they were always going to go through again. Better team. Of course, United 5-0 aggregate, 3-0 win at home.
Go.
3-0 win at home for United, both off to Wembley, so a United final. Listening to a podcast this morning, it sounds like... Is that not good? Bad? Out?
Just go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah, looks like a decent League Cup final, I think. Yeah.
I'm going to stop you on that decent League Up final.
Here we go.
Generally, and I'm taking my bias cap off. I think this is actually a super exciting final. And
Yeah.
because you've got Man United. Let's talk about Man United first in the League Cup final. Ten Hag comes in first year. I think he's already kind of impressed everyone. I think he's overachieved even a little bit. He's come in, changed a lot of things. He's got the possibility to really start his Manchester United era with a trophy. Yes, it's the League Cup final, but it's a trophy. We haven't won a trophy in a while. You then look at... Thanks, Kotzi. You then look at Newcastle United. They've come in with a takeover. They're playing some exciting football. The Geordies are finally up and about, and there's actually a breath of fresh air in the football sense within the whole Newcastle sort of area. They then have a start to really cement themselves as the start of the new generation with this League Cup trophy. So I think both storylines behind it, I think, are actually incredible.
It's, again, as much as it's a small cup, I think for these two teams, as what you've just said, is bigger than it. Oh, it's coffee time. Meeting. That's all right. Well, at least we're not going to get interrupted on the pitch. Anyway, I think as much as, yes, it's a League Cup, Mickey Mouse Cup, but whatever Lipton Tea Cup I've heard, I think for these two teams who are going in that transition of, where they want to go, I think this is bigger than it normally is, and I think it's good. And again, not to take anything away from you, Tottenham supporter, you haven't been there. That was your last trophy, right? Exactly. And even for you, if you said to me, or if you said to anyone at the start of the season, oh yeah, we win the League Cup or something, I'm sure you would be happy with it.
Of course, yeah. No, it's like we take the Mickey and say, Mickey Mouse Cup and whatever, but it's a massive step for both clubs. Of course. Like as you said, Newcastle going through that new transitional period, new ownership. If they can, get this right, obviously, show that they can win trophies and bring better players to the club and. They're flying. They deserve one, really. They've been fantastic.
Ask for both of you. I think we've spoken about it, but if they do win the League Cup, Newcastle, and they get top four, have they overachieved too quickly in this transition, as you've heard say, because it's not a Leicester type thing where it's going to happen once. Have they overachieved quickly, say, as we know it's going to be 10 years till they say win the league or whatever? Do you think it's too quickly in this transition period that, hey, maybe it needs to be a little bit longer, or what do you think, both of you at the moment?
Can you overachieve too quickly?
That's what I was about to say. Like, I don't think there's ever such a thing as overachieving too quickly. You know, like if everything falls for you, then then that's perfect. Obviously, like good start. Obviously, the better thing, like the sooner things happen, the better.
Correct.
So I don't think there's anything such thing as overachieving too quickly. But I know what you're saying in the sense of where it's like if you, I guess, have like that trophy, come like earlier than expected, then you might feel like, oh, okay, maybe we are ready. You might get complacent.
Yeah.
But I think it's all just part of a plan, obviously. As we said, new ownership, Newcastle, the way it's looking anyway, will be around at like fighting for a while, for top 4 at least anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I know what you're saying in terms of that overachieving in the league. They still have got those players from the past season, so maybe it could be a mental thing as well. Change in mindset, a bit more confidence, having that new ownership, especially what they had. The name just escaped my head then. Previous owner, Mike Ashley. Sports Direct.
You can never trust a guy with 2 first names.
Yeah, exactly. So
William Kilty?
Oh, I don't think Kilty's the first name, but no. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, pretty much. I think it's been no such thing, and also good on him, I guess. It's exciting.
Should be a good final.
Yeah. It's good. I think it's an exciting final. Like again, it'd be great if we can win the trophy, but I genuinely think at Wembley, the Geordies are going to be up and about.
That stadium's still rocking, I think, from the games.
Yeah, good song by The Weeknd as well. Rockin', listen to it. We'll progress to the Premier League talk, and we'll get through some of them a little bit quicker, because we are. It's been a fantastic.
It's actually rolled really quickly.
I'm really thoroughly enjoying it, Liam. So well done. Someone's got to carry your mate, hey.
His back's always sore.
It's a joke.
Co-host, but one's definitely carrying more than the other, I think. So.
Well, he's got the Expedio, I don't. I'm just here.
Cots is my prodigy at this point.
Ah, yeah.
He's teaching me.
It's like having Jay Barnett as your prodigy. Oh, that's so rude to Jay Barnett. Nah, because we kind of maybe want to get these players on. So Jay Barnett, fantastic.
You can't.
Shout out to Jay Barnett and shout out to.
Don't bag the people we need on. We could get on. Yes, they're not watching, but shit.
Jay Barnett, we love you, and you're Barnett. Get it? Premier League. Chelsea versus Fulham. Fulham doing quite well. I'm going to get a quick sort of prediction from you. Fulham, I'll tell you what, Brazilian striker Vinicius rejuvenated his career. He was at your mob, Tottenham, and he was donkey.
Yeah, like I remember he was okay in like coming off the bench, a few cameos here and then when he very, very first started. But yeah, like you're right, didn't work out for him. But I mean, it's easy to say now in hindsight. It probably reflects more on the club more than actually him as a player. So, but yeah.
Can Fulham cause an upset against Chelsea?
Again, well, they only played a couple of weeks ago. I think this is a fixture from when people will make jokes. We'll probably make jokes, but when the Queen passed away. So there's a lot of fixtures coming. Sorry?
Should kick the bucket.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing. Yeah, good look. I think it's...
Sorry.
I think it's...
No, I mean, no, edit that out. I do care.
No, that's staying in.
That's like Steve Jobs. He's jobless.
Steve, no jobs.
Maybe you can give the Queen a job.
Come on, guys.
See, now this is again. This is where we go overboard, and we know we go overboard, but we just continue. Anyway, no, it's at Stamford Bridge, so I think Chelsea will either get a 1-0 win. Again, another local derby, London derby, but
West London derby.
West London.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah, I think it'll be probably a decent game. Fulham are up there at the moment. Again, not overachieving and just being not too bad. Again, they did a bit of a Wolves, I think, stepping up in that top half of the table. But again, should be a good game down at Stamford Bridge.
I like it. Everton versus Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, they are firing. Everton, not so firing. However, the man, the myth, the legend. Actually firing, right here. DYCHE. Oh, I'm waiting for the little hair that he's got. DYCHE moved to Everton. They've had some unbelievable managers at that club. Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez. By unbelievable, I mean, names. They've had some big names. Frank Lampard, again, big name.
Martinez as well. He was decent when he was there.
Martinez, yep. DYCHE, I actually think he's going to be the best one out of them all because it's a manager that works with the club. He did well at Burnley because he's a Burnley manager. Is DYCHE a Liverpool manager? No.
He supported Liverpool when he was a kid, actually. I saw a video.
I support Man United. What's the point?
No, you never know. It could be another agent Rafa.
Well, Nah, it's not. It's not. Shut up. What? Love you. And then... love making him awkward. It's the best thing. Dyche at Everton, I think will work because I think he's going to change the Everton team. He's going to make them a little bit of a, as Two-Sink would say, Dyche is furious. Did you ever watch Two-Sink?
Two-Sink.
Sorry.
Well, question for both of you. Everton, Arsenal, new manager curse.
This
Is it going to hit Arsenal and not put a roadblock or a cone or something in their title race that their bus is flying down the freeway and we've got to do 40?
in Mario Kart, we slip over the banana and you just...
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's what Mikel
Obrigado.
Arteta's got. Mikel Arteta's running down. He's like, bang. That's what's going to happen to me with a rocket at the back. We're like Bowser.
Again, man, anything goes on this show. You say what you...
Yeah, well, I can clearly see so far what we're talking about.
I can
but-
clearly see what no one wants.
So, Liam, will you be coming back on the podcast? Anyway.
But in all seriousness, I think Sean Dyche will actually... I think he's going to do well. You see the podcast clips that come out and stuff. They said he goes, people, we don't wear these fancy shoes and stuff. He's got Tom Davies and Calvert Lewin in his team. So, they wear whatever.
There's actually a video of Sean Dyche. It's a transfer window. He goes,
Dyche, are you guys boys?
oh, mate, like this. He goes, we just signed Leo Messi. It was actually a pretty funny video. He goes, probably shouldn't have told you guys that, but yeah, we just signed Leo Messi when he's at Burnley. He's like, what the...
I actually love him. I want him to do well. I want him to succeed. I think he's great, and he could move Everton further up the table. It's going to be interesting to see, and it's going to be interesting to see what this also says Frank Lampard as a manager. Because if Dyche does come in, Lampard is a sexier name than Dyche. He's got the past that sort of gives him the boost. Where does Lampard go from here?
No way. He's back into punditry, same as Steven Gerrard.
He screams, "Hi guys, welcome back to Sky Sports."
He's co-host. He's just third host.
You know how some people have there's the main guy, and there's the co-host, and they make the feel. Yeah, that's like
Job just working.
Could he end up on the Ultra Sword?
Oh no, I wouldn't have him.
No, I wouldn't have him.
Because then we'd have the conversation. Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard, and
We'll be here for 4
we'd
hours.
be here for 4 hours.
But at the same time, Lampard, if you are watching him, send me a little message.
Prediction though, we probably get
Prediction, I actually back you on the Everton show.
3 points.
Dyche's got to go. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna
4-4. You know
if
what?
I come home, if I come to Everton and against Arsenal, I'm gonna.
He's
I just
already
say,
up
hey,
and
you know
about.
what? Calvert Lewin, come on, play something up today. Go. Stay there and do not move stuff.
He's up video. I don't know what the degrees was in Merseyside. They're doing the beep test. He's in there in shorts and just a one jumper, walking around. Like, is this bloke all right? I don't think he is, but I think it's going to be a 4-4-2. And I think, honestly, as much as Arsenal are on fire, and I know they're your rivals to Tottenham, but I can see them losing 1-0, and that banana peel is going to be in the road. What about you, Liam? What do you think?
Nah, honestly, as much as I'd love... I do agree that Dyche will give him a boost. But you see this too often, right? And, you see... We also have the names like Sam Allardyce, right? These managers come in. They do well. I like Dyche. I really do like him. I think he's a good character, as we alluded to before. But I can just see them, sort of avoiding that relegation. He doing that. That's his job, obviously. Clearly, this for the rest of the season, get out of relegation.
Doing his job.
Exactly, but I can't see them pushing. I can't see them pushing further up the table. I don't think he's the man that will take them. From that sort of lower end of the table, pushing for those European places. I just can't see that happening. I think it's more of a save the relegation job, and then just a mid-table. And I think Everton, until there's that, again, it's a big step, but that turnover, like in Newcastle, where you change the ownership, I do think that's that sort of next level you need to take. And Everton, they're selling, right? The owner's selling, or is that rumours?
I think it was rumours. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I did see it. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about it on last week as well. But yeah, I think it's another club that's kind of in that weird situation again. They were, a couple of years ago, top 6, Europa League and stuff like that. But I think, again, they had Ancelotti and Rodriguez, but besides that, they haven't really done much.
And that's the thing as well, right? That's the other thing I wanted to say as well, is that we just said before about how they had Ancelotti, how they had Martinez, how they had all these really, really good coaches, right? Usually, if the club, it's the whole club as a whole is going well, that's they're the managers you need to do well, right? If you've had those managers before, I'm not going to put Lampard in there because obviously it didn't work out at Chelsea.
No.
So I'm not putting. He isn't that established manager yet, but if you have those managers there and it's not working, then there's obviously something else going on.
Oh,
like,
look.
so I can't see DYCHE really taking them that next step further.
Best manager at Everton still, Rafa Benitez. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mate, Agent Rafa, he literally sent them in dyers. That was terrible. He knew what he was doing. He's just a red at heart. He bleeds red. Anyway.
Sorry. Just to get that prediction then. No, I think Arsenal are too hot. I think they're flying. I think Everton, they will turn around. I do think they will miss out on relegate. Like they won't be relegated. I do think they'll survive.
They're up in it now.
But Arsenal are just too hot at the moment. You know, they've had some testing games
And they've won it, yeah.
and they've done well. Like I think Arteta's got them, fine tuned, on point. They know what they have to do. Again, bringing in like a Jorginho in these moments where the players have in the back of the mind as well. Oh, the new manager, the first game curse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Again, like a player like that, people like that at the club, it's like, boys, it's all good. Just
Yeah,
play,
I was just about to say, I think Arteta will be switched on to go, hey, yes, there's that hype. We're going to Goodison. There's going to be that hype. First game. Fans might be up and about. Again, they're a little bit weird down on the other side of the river. But no, I do agree with you with that one, Liam.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0.
2-0. Interesting. Well, we'll fire through these. I just want a prediction. Wolves versus Liverpool. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Liverpool 3-2.
5-0.
Well, I said 5-0 last time. It was only 3,
He
so...
reckons they're scoring 3.
Anyway, continue. Let's not talk about
Darwin.
Darwin.
1-1. I think we draw.
Ooh, interesting. Man United, Palace, Man United win 6-0.
It's at Old Trafford? Oh, it's got to be, I reckon, 2-0 to United, unfortunately.
Yeah, United will win. I don't know, 2-0, 3-0.
Here we go. Yeah.
And then we've got Tottenham versus Man City who are against each other once again. I'm honestly, jokes, you're getting spanked. 2-0 Man City.
Yeah.
Go on, Liam. Give us your thoughts, your boys.
Mate. Is this the podcast where we always back our team no matter what? Or
Well, no, on the podcast I said we'd lose 5-0 to Brighton and we lost 3, so...
Yeah, look, City will win.
Score?
City will win.
Try to keep it on.
We'll go 2-0. 2-0 City, I think. Yeah, unfortunately.
The Premier League is heating up. The title race is huge. The relegation battle is actually huge as well. So, Cotty, we might ditch the Eurobash segment for today. We're going to wait for it tomorrow because I reckon we're almost touching 2 hours for this podcast, but I love it. Quick little Aussie watch. But before we do the Aussie watch, Jack could sign us the new Predator accuracies. Plus.
Dear me.
No.
Lucky I play football.
Liam, here's a gift for you as well. Cotty, what are your thoughts on the boots? Liam, you like them? Are you a white sort of boot player?
Well, at the moment I have to be because all the colourways seem to be, bright and white colours as well these days. But
Makes you run faster.
yeah, I thought, yeah. But no, they're obviously nice. They, attract the eye as well. So I don't wear Predators myself, but no, these are very, very nice boots. Obviously iconic Predators, aren't they?
Yeah. The Predators are fantastic. Cotty, do you like them?
Look, I do. I don't mind a white pair of boots. We've got the black ones as well. We have the pink and black ones laceless as well in behind you, just near the suitor shirt. They're the point ones over there. But look, they look different than the other ones. The padding on the front, they also feel lighter. If you didn't know, the first person to create the Adidas Predator Australian player, Craig Johnson, played for Liverpool, FA Cup in 1986. Anyway, no, they look good, look decent. I'm sure a lot of people will be getting them. So if you are watching, come into store. They are online and in store. Come down before your season starts. I think NPL Juniors start this week.
Yeah.
Soon. Again, we start. But yeah, again, we've got our speed flows in the back there as well. Laces and laces in the 3 colours. So
Speed portals.
what did I say?
Speed flow.
Man, that's still...
I really like the speed portals. They look really nice. The Predators as well look fantastic. So again, just before the season starts, make sure to get down. The new Preds look fantastic. Adidas are releasing some top quality stuff as well. So obviously get down to Ultra Football here in Melbourne, or if you want to go to Sydney. But if you come into the Melbourne store, you can see us. The 3 Musketeers, as people call us here at work.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think
They should do.
I think they call idiot. I don't know what they call you because you're doing.
Dumb, and dumber. No, dumb, and dumber.
Yeah, something like that.
But get down to ultra football. The boots look fantastic. And I know Hari is releasing. He's been chopping up a really cool little Predator video, which you can see my ugly mug in as well. It looks fantastic. Poor little Fefe, little Kinginho, he grows up to be me in the video. So there's a little spoiler for you. So poor kid, but at least he's got a good beard on him.
So Eurobash, quickly get to the
Eurobash. Well, give me your one moment for Eurobash because I want to talk about Australia.
Oh, I mean Aussie broad, but we can quickly do. I think there's 3 games that I wrote down.
Yep.
Inter Milan versus Milan, Monday morning, 6:45.
Just give me that one.
We will plug Panenka because come and watch it because you'll have the AC Milan Melbourne club come down. So if you want to come down and watch it. I think in my notes, I wrote down, again, Milan 5-2 lost last week, being a little bit disappointing after Super Copa in Saudi Arabia when we spoke about it. So again, it's not an away derby. It's like Melbourne Victory, Melbourne City play at the same stadium. Be a good game. Hopefully they can get back onto track. Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. It's all right, we'll talk about it after. Don't worry, me. It's all good.
Thanks for coming.
That'd be a good game. Barca Sevilla this week.
Barca on
Barca
top.
5 points clear or 3 points clear at the moment.
Interesting.
Real Madrid did win against Valencia 2-0 this morning, so there's that. PSV, Feyenoord, go to Holland, something different. First v third, actually. Did my research, mate. Tried to actually do it on my day off, even though, again, probably didn't do enough research. But yeah, down to Holland. So they're the 3 main games that I kind of got. So yeah.
I like it. Eurobash, we're going to keep doing that because we often get told, talk about the Premier League. Shut up.
Premier League's the best. Can we talk about League
Premier
One?
League, get the clicks. League One, we'll never
Bradford,
talk about League
actually,
One.
it's 4th v 5th.
Up with Borough.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Carrick Ball. I'm a big Middlesbrough fan.
Oh, of course you are.
Shout out to Middlesbrough. They
Shout out.
didn't have a good game the other week. It's in Sunderland.
Bradford City,
Pretty disappointing.
that's where it's at.
But
out
Middlesbrough will be back in the Premier League soon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Borough.
Borough. Yeah, they have a Aussie rather than
Yes.
And the new segment,
Oh,
Aussie
what
Watch.
a
Don't ask me
segue.
how I thought of the name, but Aussie Watch. It's fantastic. I've got the Suda shirt behind me. Meanwhile, I heard Adolf is an absolute baller.
Gully.
We're
Another
gonna get
NPL guy.
We're going to get him on the podcast as well. Harry Suda behind me, fantastic. We know about that. Garan Kuol had an opportunity, is getting opportunities and is getting chances at Hearts, which is fantastic to see. You've got Cammy Devlin. I think I man of the match a couple of weeks ago for Hearts. To tell you what, the Aussies, it's good to see.
Aussies are taking over Scotland. I think next week we've got, again, research. We've got Hearts versus Dundee. So you've got the 4 Hearts boys versus Aziz Beige. I think there was rumours he was out the door, maybe to Galatasaray, back to Turkey. But
Never happened, did it?
didn't happen. Then you've got St. Marine. Bacchus got an assist yesterday in a 3-1 win
Against
against.
Bacchus leaving as well to a decent.
There was.
happen.
Then you've got, St. Marine versus Hibernians. And Jimmy Jago signed there during the window. He's been around a little bit. He was in Greece, Portugal, and now in Scotland. So again, a lot of Aussie boys taking there. And again, yesterday, Koal's first start in European football against Rangers. 3-0 loss, unfortunately. Don't know how many minutes he played, but
46.
46? Well, there you go. Look, again, starting to play. Again, Aussies are taking over Scotland. I think Moy's been doing well, goals here and there.
Moy's been unbelievable for Celtic.
See, again, with him, I think he's been patient. I think he knows that he's not the number one person in the midfield. McGregor is always going to play over him in that 6th position. So just got to be patient. Again, for young kids watching, I think that's what you got to do. But again, as you can see, like, seriously, it's good.
Sorry, Liam laughed. That's
No, thing is, I'll say anything, he'll just laugh at me. So he just laughed. But again, look, Ange doing well. I think the points are still 5 points for Celtic. Again, it's good for us, it's some different league to watch. I know, Scottish isn't, so many teams, and it's not, there's only 2 teams to really go for it, but it's good to see that
It's entertaining football, though.
It is.
It's real good
It
football.
is. We have a couple of good derbies in there, Hearts, Hibs, Celtic Rangers, of course. So again, we'll probably do a little bit more on the show here, Aussie Abroad. So
Aussie abroad. Fuck, that was good.
is that what Aussie Watch, Aussie Abroad? I thought that's what you were going to say.
That was Aussie.
That's definitely been
Aussie
ripped
abroad.
off from somewhere
Yeah,
else.
Aussie Abroad?
Every
Hey,
single.
we rip everything off we can here.
Every single. Sorry.
Well, no. God, see what he does to me? He puts me in these awkward
I'm
situations.
saying, like, if we want to pinch an idea, we obviously, hey, we want to do this.
No, we
idea,
don't ask.
Can we use
We
it?
don't ask you. We just do it.
Jeepers creepers, Kotzi on. Jeepers, Kotzi. Tomorrow when he's got his Harry Suter on, I'll tell you what, he's going to be an absolute weapon. But at the same time, actually, quick fact about you and Garan Qual. Liam, take it away.
What do you want to know?
We spoke about it in one of the podcasts from the Mizuno room. Don't know what episode. You walked past and I said, that guy there is mates with the Quals.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Alul Qual, sorry.
well, yeah.
Came off for Stuttgart. Sorry.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, true. Debut. Shout out to a lot. But no, they're all obviously flying at the moment. The boys, they're doing really well. Tang is also doing well as well. He's at Wanderers now. So
There's a little bit more of a backstory, Liam. I think we've mentioned it, but we want to hear it from you. So.
no. I've just obviously known the boys for a while. They grew up in. They were born in South Sudan. Lo was, and Tang was as well.
Did you grow up in South Sudan?
Did I grow up in South Sudan? No, I didn't. No.
Shepparton's not that far away.
So the
Jesus.
boys, yeah, well, I mean, the boys obviously, refugees come over.
Shout out to my boy Paddy down in Shep.
Yeah, he's
Shep.
yeah. This is definitely deviated.
Is he going to watch it?
Where? The podcast?
Patrick, yeah.
Oh, he watches every episode.
Yeah. I don't know if you're taking the piss out of me.
Shout out Patrick, bruv.
Okay, he
definitely.
does have an English accent, but like...
Definitely doesn't talk like that. But
Oscar! Martha! Shit, this is going really bad. Anyway, continue on the story.
Shout out to Oscar and Martha. That's my dog and my cat.
Dog and the cat.
Yeah. But no, the boys obviously came across from South Sudan, Egypt, a refugee camp. Garang was born there. Came across to Shepparton. So, so I've known the boys for a while. Went to primary school with them, secondary school for a little bit. So, but yeah, they've just always been good players, I guess. And just one thing about them mainly is that like it's phenomenal to see where they've come from now, because no one would have in a million years thought. Obviously, we had faith they would have done well and obviously progressed. And I think without being rude, it'd be realistic to think like, maybe A-League or something like that. But I would never have thought
of Europe
in a million years. Bundesliga. I mean, although playing Bundesliga is fantastic.
Yeah.
He would never have thought of that, to be honest. But it's fantastic. Obviously for not only for obviously being biased, not only for Shepparton, but just for football in Australia 100%. In general, football Victoria as well. Fantastic platform. You have refugees coming across and playing in the big leagues in Europe. It's great, and especially for boys that have just grown up like just playing for fun. You see a lot of these players who come in these academies and they're 10, 11 years old, 12 years old, lots of pressure. They crumble, when they, I suppose, there's a lot of expectation for them to do well, to go on from friends, family. These boys just, have played for fun their whole life, up in Shepparton, got the right opportunities at the right time and capitalising on it. And you can see that, like how well they're doing. It's fantastic to see.
I like it. It's awesome. It was a nice little insight as well. It's good to see. We love seeing the Aussies do well. Mickey and your...
He's asking to come back on the pod, but we're saying
nah, just 30k and you can come on. But I think, Kotzi, we might wrap it up. It's been fantastic.
It's good to have you, Liam.
It's been great, Liam. We'll definitely get you back on. It's good to see that the three guests... I haven't edited it yet, so hopefully everything's gone well. But it's good to see that we've got the ability to make shift some stuff. We've got to try and get some other guests on as well. And I think once the season starts as well, NPL, we know Kotzi's a big fan. I'm a big grassroots fan as well too. So support your local, mate. What do you want?
Even though it's NPL, state leagues, we've got a couple of state league players here. Again, Collingwood City, can talk about 1-0, Collingwood City.
Bit of Metro League.
Again, it should be, as much as, we got European teams here and we got the big stuff, we should talk about the Victoria. Again, it's good to always, have a chat about that stuff,
Good little chin wag. Liam.
That is a good one. I like that one.
Yeah,
Obrigado.
Liam, thanks for joining.
Thanks very much, Costa.
It's been a pleasure getting you on.
Thanks, Jack.
Oh,
been really good. So, I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So,
definitely will.
It's been good.
Liam, he might go from Pascoe to Shepparton and then back to sort of Central Coast Mariners. So you never know. He might follow Garan Qual. Kotzi, anything you want to say to the people before we leave?
Subscribe, like, watch, comment. Don't give us too much abuse. Give us some topics if there's a couple things that you see during the week in the football news that you want to talk about. We can talk about it. Just anything in general. We just talk about anything really. So
I like it.
Awesome. Yeah,
it's been great. Again, like what Kotzi said, make sure to like, subscribe, follow Ultra Football on their channels. Obviously, the seasons are heating up soon, so come in, get your boots. We've got some new jerseys as well. If you're an Italy fan, the new Italy jersey is in store and it looks unbelievable. As a Greek, I don't like to say it, but it looks very, very nice. So the boots look unbelievable too. Plenty of stuff. We've got Asics boots now in store also. So if you want Asics, you want to get some nice, comfortable for your feet, make sure to get it in store, check it out. And you can even say hi to some of the Ultra Sud members as well, which is always the fun part of the weekend, isn't it?
It's the thing, if you've people on the podcast, come over, say hello, we won't bite.
Ask them.
Just depends if you're going to be...
Don't say what you're going to say. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure once again. Another Friday, another podcast. Hopefully you're seeing it in a couple of days. And
see you next week.
on that note,
Obrigado.
we'll see you next week. Obrigado. Thanks for coming. All the best.
For the rest of the season.
Bye.
Hey, everyone's...